Hello, my friends. We're starting off this reading with Oya or Yansa or Yansa. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. And El Babalosha or the Babalorisha, which is the magician, basically. So Yansa doesn't have a corresponding card in the tarot deck. So I will read you what is in this, the Tarot of the Orishas book. Courage, tenacity, will, struggle. Versatile and at home in a warlike environment. Love for innovations and new experiences. Talents for investigation followed by great power of analysis. Challenger, possessive of his belongings. Possibly an impulsive and thoughtless character. Psychomotor problems. Complex and conflicting situation. An opponent. Someone competitive. Competitor? The English in this book is sometimes a little off. I suspect that it's translated, so it's not the best of translations. In any case, I believe that this magician person, we see this card is in a crossing position as well, is having a great deal of internal conflict over what to do next, over becoming the magician, perhaps. The magician is someone who is following a divine path towards self-mastery, and building as well more alignment within, a better connection to the divine, and a mastery of all of the elements. So in the tarot deck, that's the cups, wands, swords, and pentacles, representing earth, air, fire, and water. And typically you see all four of those somehow represented on the magician card, and I believe this one is doing the same as well. So the emphasis is on self-mastery. The emphasis is on one's journey toward, I just like saying a divine journey, a divine experience. Well, divine experience is better. I believe we are all divine, so there's nothing unique in that, but a spiritual awakening or deepening one's spiritual connection, that's something different. That's something that only some people do. For whatever reason, I've heard a lot of ideas about why only some people do it. And it is very, very difficult, very challenging. It has a huge impact on one's life. And it could very well be what this card is referring to, is that someone is struggling with their own spiritual awakening. And that's who this reading is for, apparently. So whether you believe you are working on your masculine or your animus or not, it does seem like spirituality, a connection to the divine, is changing your life. And you're not comfortable with it, which is not unusual, as I said. And it's not going to stop. So I'm going to get some tarot cards for you. Yeah. You have the world coming up on you. This is not a bad thing. It is the end of one chapter and the beginning of a new one. The world is a card of success, but it is also a card of a lot of change. We have and yet you are fighting judgment. The call to the divine. All right. So Page of Swords in reverse, someone who does not want to learn, someone who does not want to heed the call to be reborn, to the call of the divine. And what is this? The Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is about working on yourself, being alone. It's a sort of lesser hermit card. So there's a lot of self-cultivation, but this is work that is done alone. That may be where you're at. You're spending a lot of time alone right now. You're really struggling with this whole spiritual awakening thing. Regardless of the promises of the world, the ending is probably extremely uncomfortable for you. And that is the reason that most people fight their spiritual awakening. But I think we're told over and over again that we have free will. When it comes to spiritual awakening, I'm not sure that we do. The realizations happen, the healing happens, and then you have to decide, are you going to continue your old unhealthy life and continue to be your unhappy self? Or are you going to step into something completely new and different and leave behind an awful lot of the people and situations that you are familiar with, that you are in some sense comfortable with? Prior to this happening, you may have complained a lot and said you hate your life, you hate this aspect of your life, you hate that aspect of your life. Or maybe you were in complete denial and were just going along and believing yourself to have achieved everything that you could reasonably expect. I've seen that too. But now, in either case, all of a sudden, you're being told you have to let all of that go, whether you want to or not. People who have already done this, who've already had this kind of an experience, can tell you that it is worth it to let go, to keep moving forward. But if you aren't ready to hear it, you're not ready to hear it. And you won't hear it, no matter how many times it's said, no matter how many different ways, by as many people as you can possibly imagine. You won't hear it. I don't know of anything to say that will comfort you. I mean, it's definitely better on the other side. That doesn't mean that you're going to go through some easy times or that it'll be easy to get to the other side. It's not. It's a never-ending journey. At least that's how it's been for me. I guess some people do get to a more stable state and just stay there. But perhaps not. But we are born, I believe, to grow and change and become more than we were, more than we could have believed that we could become. And although we sometimes say that that's what we really, really want, once it comes upon us and the wider ramifications can't be ignored, that's a different situation. And it's not that you have to kick people out of your life. It's not that you have to lose your job. It's just this stuff all falls away. I mean, yes, some of us have to take more assertive action, more, what is the word I want? Some of us have to stand up for ourselves. That's part of our lessons. But other times, people are just going to disappear. You're just not going to line up anymore. So, you know, some people aren't meant to stay with you your entire life, even if you think they are. And it's no one's fault. Nothing bad happens. You just drift apart. That's not a bad thing. That's just, you know, what happens. This is a very odd reading. I really don't know where to go with it, because you seem to be in a very difficult limbo state. Not quite here, not quite there, and really uncomfortable. You could pray, you can meditate, you could take long walks in nature. That's probably the best idea right there. But here, from the Wisdom of the Oracles, we have Co-Create, number 40. So let's see what message that has for you. Wow, I opened right up to it. And I opened up to the protection message. You are trying too hard to create all that you desire without the nurturing, vital force of spirit. Perhaps you're in a creative slump, suffering writer's block or similar, facing a monumental task but unable to decide on your first step, so you just avoid doing anything. Does the word overwhelmed apply to you right now? Why do you think it has all come down to you? Inspiration means the drawing in of divine guidance. You must tap into spirit, not simply yourself. Ask spirit for inspiration. Two minds are greater than one, so co-create with your divine partner. Reclaim your partnership with spirit. Inspiration will flow through you as soon as you get out of your own way. Wow. Okay. Which honestly brings me to a card from the Healing Heart Oracle. I think it's one at the end, too. Maybe not the last one, but towards the end. Wait a minute. This book has a table of contents that is so helpful. Co-Creative Heart, number 11. See if I can find it for you. There it is. Co-Creative Heart. Sorry, the cards are getting messed up, but that's all right. You've seen them all. Look for clear signs. It's number 11, by the way. Dear heart, I know that when I listen to your whispers and hear your inner call, we become an incredible team for manifesting the type of reality and life we both desire. I know that I can easily forget to align with you. I become so busy that instead of running or tuning into you, I go to a place of safety in my head. I try to be practical and realistic as opposed to following my passion, creativity, and joy. I know that you hold the key to my destiny and that I need to reconnect with you by asking the right questions. What makes you open, my dear heart? What makes you come alive and experience happiness, joy, and fulfillment? What gives you a sense of wholeness and satisfaction? What is your true calling? I am willing to be patient and meditate on these questions, and I pay attention to the feelings I receive and the answers you offer me. I ask that you make the answers clear, including offering me strong signs that I can recognize and follow. I do that all the time. When I ask for signs, I ask for signs that I can understand. It doesn't do any good if I can't understand the signs, and sometimes I need them to be very, very obvious. Heart healing. Place your hands on your heart and allow yourself to feel into your heart. Does it feel empty or full? If it is empty, ask, what can I do to bring more satisfaction and enthusiasm into my heart? Decide to take some action towards doing heartfelt activities. Meditate on the questions above to allow your heart to open and guide you towards fulfilling your destiny and loving your life experience. Visualize what you really desire and imagine completely receiving it with every part of your heart. Know that good things are coming toward you. Okay, so I'll repeat the questions again so you can meditate on them. What makes you open, my dear heart? What makes you come alive and experience happiness, joy, and fulfillment? What gives you a sense of wholeness and satisfaction? What is your true calling? If you're looking for your true calling, honestly, I am too. And I think the more you can open your mind, open yourself to all possibilities, and just kind of clear the slate, the better your chances of getting some clue as to what your true calling is. Anyway, I wish you the best of luck in figuring that one out. It is not easy. But I have faith that I am being shown what I need to know, one day at a time, one step at a time. As I am continually reminded, I don't need to know the end point. I just need to know my next step. Our egos want to know the end point, but instead we are asked to have faith and simply continue to take the next step whenever we see it. So, I wish you all the best of luck in your journey, your experience. I sometimes prefer the word experience rather than journey, because I don't think the end point is the point. Get as much out of every step that you take as you can. Good luck.